What's up, guys? It is midnight here in the snake room, and I gotta tell you, I didn't know if I was gonna get a video done today, but I promised you guys I try to do one every single day, and I didn't want to disappoint. I'm gonna do some feeding of some frozen thawed. I'm not really feeding a lot today. I gave the boas off the week today. I'm just gonna feed some of the grow up stuff, and tomorrow I'll have all my live stuff and all the ball pythons and the babies. So we're gonna do a little feeding. We're gonna take a look at some snakes and see what's interesting in the room. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about, to be honest. I'm just gonna kind of go through, and whatever strikes my fancy, I'm gonna look at and we'll talk about it. All right, come on in, let's take a look. All right, I wish I would have filmed it earlier. I was so happy and excited that she ate. I gave her a baby chick, frozen defrosted chick. And as you can see, that nice little bulge in her tummy there. My little Anaconda ate her very first meal. Hopefully we can get her onto rodents at some point, but for now I'm happy feeding her chicks. That's fine. These snakes, obviously in the wild down in South America, like to eat birds when they're babies. And I think when they get older, they'll eat anything pretty much. So I'm sure she'll switch over, no problem. But at least I know that, hey, she's eating and on her way. All right, checking in here on my Albino Mardi Gras. The Mardi Gras obviously being that yellow belly asphalt gene which creates the freeway. We then add the Enchi gene, that's a Mardi Gras. We all know what the Mardi Gras look like. This is the Albino Mardi Gras. Not many probably out there on the market. I produced one of these this year. And I gotta say, he's growing really well. And I'm happy it's a he. Because we're going to put him into the breeding program. I don't think this year, but probably the following year. And we're going to make a lot more of these. So if you guys are into this program or this project, I have a lot of potential, not necessarily visuals, but I have the components that you can make your own. Very, very cool stuff here. Matter of fact, I have a male albino. It's an asphalt or yellow belly. Might be Enchi as well. He's going to be available. You can contact me. I have another albino, asphalt or yellow belly Enchi female. So, let's take a look at these guys. Very, very well defined. It's very bright out here. Let's see if I can take this open here. Whoa. Okay, there we go. This girl is gorgeous. This girl I might have to keep. I love that white head. That's Enchi for sure in there. Enchi albino asphalt maybe. So very good project. Very, very well defined snakes. This girl is just oof. I almost like this better than the visual Albino Mardi Gras. Right? Isn't that a really nice looking albino? I'd say it's got Enchi and asphalt in it, but it could be yellow belly. It's asphalt or yellow belly. Whenever you breed a Mardi Gras, you're going to either get that yellow belly or the asphalt gene if you don't get the visual. While I'm standing up here on the ladder, I might as well go to my super hypo or ivory black-eyed leucistic Burm. This is a male. He's available. Haven't listed him yet, of course, so you guys are going to have to just contact me. I sell all my snakes, but people just contact me from these videos because I'm so lazy and I just have actually I'm not really lazy, I just don't have any time. He's gorgeous. He has been eating really well. For some reason, I noticed that the ivories are really good personalities. They have very good temperament. Nice little pink tongue. Colors are just getting great. Matter of fact, this is an ivory granite because all my babies in this Burm litter were granites. It's also possible het albino, and it might actually be a visual green for all I know, because I don't think you'd even see the green in a super hypo. So, at worst case, it's 66% het green as well. So this is a really nice male. I actually have 2 of these left, so if anyone's interested, hit me up. While we're looking at my Burms, we might as well check out my pied male, who's growing nicely and eating nicely. I had listed him up. I was going to sell him because I wanted to try to upgrade. But I decided I'm keeping him. I took him off. Took him off the market. I like him too much. He's got a really very, very heated attitude. And I've been working with him every day. And he's calmed down and he's like my buddy. And I really like low white pieds. So I'm just gonna keep him. I was gonna try to get a pied head albino, but you know what? I'll make my own. I'll make my own this year. Or not this year, probably next year. He's really nice though. I really like him. I like his coloring so much. I'd be a fool to let this guy go. So I'm keeping him. He's going to be the cornerstone of my future pied breeding projects in the Burmese Pythons. Why I decided to go to these big snakes and upgrade on top of everything I have, I don't know. It's just that's my personality. You know, you got to do what you like. I always tell people, if you don't do what you like, then you know what? You'll regret it. So I don't have any regrets in my life. I always do what I like. Look at that! Look at that weird coloring on the neck there, that pattern. It's just kind of really cool. It's like a, I don't know what you'd call it, like a rug almost. The pied berms are really cool looking. They don't look anything like regular berms. Here's a really cool male that I've had in my collection for over a year and a half, and he still hasn't. He really disappointed me last year, or this past season. Everything I bred him to didn't produce slugs, so I'm blaming him. This is a Microscale clown. That's right, this is like the Kevin McCurley line. Scaleless heads, but they get the Microscales. They have, if you feel their scales, they're almost like a rough little mini scales, they feel like. They're a little rougher. Scaleless head, obviously, to scaleless head, you produce 25% scaleless animals, so you can have the scaleless microscale. Personally, I think that the scaleless microscales and the scaleless ball pythons are the same line. I think they're all compatible. But I do like this microscale, you know, head form, I guess you can call it, which would be the scaleless head. It not only gives you scaleless or scaleless missing scales on the head, the rest of the body, I mean, that's a normal clown, and that doesn't look like a normal clown. That's very, very vibrant. So maybe the scaleless animal, the homozygous form, is not necessarily where we want to go with these microscales. I think it's the head form. I think the actual head form, where they're just missing the scales in the head, and they have that really vibrant looking color and pattern, is really where it's at. So that's my goal now. I'm going to just try to get this into all my clown projects, but just the scaleless head. I don't even want the scaleless animal, to be honest with you. It doesn't even matter. I mean, if I produce a couple, great. I mean, people will always love a scaleless animal. They're kind of really cool, but there's really no need for it. I think there's definitely, though, a need for that scaleless head trait, because even in the non-microscale, even in the just regular scaleless head ones, the color and the pattern really is different. So there's definitely an enhancement. Something's going on with the scaleless head, with the one copy of the gene in the incomplete dominant form. And I think we're going to see that people are going to be incorporating that into a lot of their projects just to enhance what they got. Like, I mean, imagine a banana orange dream Enchi pied, you know, with scaleless head. Not scaleless, but just scaleless head. It would be exquisite, I guarantee you. And I think it would stay, I think they keep their color and pattern better into adulthood. This guy's almost 2 years old, and look at him. He's got great pattern and color. And this is an albino scaleless head. Now, this is not a microscale. This is just a regular scaleless head. And as you can see, I produced this girl last year. And look at her. She's like really nice colors. And, you know, I love albinos anyway. I mean, but she's got some really nice color to her. Obviously, I'm growing her up. Her daddy was a scaleless head albino, and he's got really exquisite color too. So I would love to produce the scaleless albinos. I think they'll look cool. I don't think that necessarily it's like for everyone. I don't think everyone is going to love scaleless animals. I think they look cool, they feel really cool, but they do require a little more work because you have to moisturize them and stuff like that. And I don't have a problem with that. I mean, people are like, who wants to moisturize a snake? Well, guess what? You know, you have dogs with long hair. You comb the dog's hair. What's the difference in rubbing a little, you know, bag balm on them and keep them moisturized? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It takes 2 seconds. While you clean the cage, you put a little moisturizer on them so they shed well. Not a big deal. But like I said, the scaleless head form of it, I mean, this is a really nice looking weird albino because of this scaleless head that it's got going on. Look at those eyes. Now you can see the head. Now imagine the whole body looking like the head looks. That would be pretty cool. All right, since I'm videotaping, I really can't show you how I would do it, but I just put some bag balm on this Scaleless girl that I produced this year, and she's about to shed. She didn't shed her skin off. Now that she's all moisturized, okay, probably when I walk in the room tomorrow, she'll be probably mostly shed, or I may have to just roll the last bit off her. She's now she wants to rub that other stuff. They just need moisturization, and actually soaking them with water is not the way to do it. Putting a little, like, any kind of moisture, you can put any kind of moisturizer. I use bag balm, but because someone had suggested it, but you can really use any moisturizer. And you can see, look how wrinkly she's gonna shed tomorrow, and I guarantee when I put her in tomorrow's little daily vlog, you'll see that all this will be shed off of her. And she'll have a beautiful coat. She's growing really well. She sheds a lot, I'll tell you that. I don't know if they shed more often than regular ones do, but she's been growing really fast because she's a really good eater, so I think she's just shedding more. I will say one thing, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this. This snake, you know, despite the fact it has no scales, you know, had an egg tooth. That's how it got out of the egg. But it still has the egg tooth. Matter of fact, I always cut my finger on it every time I rub underneath her chin. Let me see if I can show it. She still has her egg tooth. It's right under there. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it comes out. So everyone says, you know, the egg tooth is a modified scale, and she has no scales, but she still got an egg tooth, and it didn't fall off. So maybe she figures I might have to cut my way out of something down the road. So she kept it. That's her protection. It's like a sword she's got. All right, guys. Let's wrap this thing up. All right, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. It was a late night. As I said, I got a late start. I had a lot of filming to do today for my bodybuilding channel. And I actually had my good friend of mine, Tom Orkerman, come in from Hawaii. Did some trigger point therapy on me. If you've never had trigger point done, you guys should give it a shot, because man, do I feel good now. I sit at a computer like 10 hours a day, and I'm sure a lot of you guys probably do similar stuff like that, and you get all bound up in your lower back, your hips, your thighs. You get up, you feel like you're 90 years old. So trigger point releases all that. Man, I feel like I can move my legs, everything's nice and loose. I feel like I'm 25 again. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Went over a few little things that we were looking at. Looked at some scaleless head stuff and, you know, some potpourri, as we call it. And that's the fun stuff. You know, you just come into your snake room and kind of chill out, especially when you're doing it like at 12 midnight. I will be back, though, tomorrow, guys. And if you have any suggestions, put them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and turn on your notifications. We'll see you back tomorrow morning.